The girl slipped something into her mother's coffee, and within minutes, the woman was out cold. With practiced hands, she draped a burial shroud over the body and hauled her to the lake. Once the boat reached the center, she cut the rope, and the heavy stones pulled her unconscious mother down to the bottom, joining the countless corpses already scattered across the lakebed. What could have possibly driven this girl to murder her own mother? What's even more chilling is that this film is based on actual events. Along the US-Mexico border, this mother-daughter pair ran a deadly roadside inn. They only took in one guest at a time, and not a single one ever left alive. Their targets were always drug runners or bandits, people whose disappearance would go unnoticed. To get their victims to let their guard down, the two would share meals with them, secretly spiking their drinks. Once the drugs kicked in and the guests passed out, the looting began. Mom would rifle through the luggage while the daughter expertly sliced open car seats, hunting for hidden cash. Sure enough, she'd often find tens of thousands in dirty money. Afterward, with help from an accomplice, they'd haul the guests down to the lake. The victim would still be breathing at this point. They'd tie stones to their head and feet, row out to the middle of the lake, and the girl would calmly cut the rope. The guest would jolt awake while drowning, thrashing desperately, but there was no escaping death. That kind of terror, they believed, was the perfect punishment for criminals. Later that night, the accomplice would burn all the guests' belongings and drive their car off to be destroyed. With their tasks neatly divided, they covered their tracks flawlessly for years. But the girl had grown sick of this life of killing. Her mother, though, had her convinced that taking out bad guys was doing the world a favor, that once they'd killed enough criminals and stacked up enough cash, they could finally move to the city and start fresh. The girl bought into it. Before long, another guest rolled in. Sharp suit, fancy car, clearly loaded. She greeted him warmly. That night, she handed him a drugged drink and waited for it to take effect. Soon enough, her prey collapsed. She immediately got to work tearing apart the car, but then, out of nowhere, two drug dealers showed up.